I feel I should start off with a warning that you might get flashbacks to the home shopping channels during this video. I realized this after I did the mill video that it did sound very much like a sales presentation. That is not necessarily my intent. I don't sell these tools. I can't sell you the accessories. I just want to show you what these items are and what's included in the different packages. In this case, we're looking at the lathe. Previously, we looked at the mill. The lathe, to start off with, this is a 4400 model. It does have the optional CNC ready kit as well as the optional CNC motors on it. This is their 3.5 by 17 lathe. They also have a model 4000 and a model 4500 that are shorter bed lathes. The accessories will vary a little bit depending on which lathe you get. Mainly, I believe in the tool post that you get. So this tool post is a rocker style tool post that will accept 3/8 inch tools. I believe the standard tool post is a non-rocker style that will accept 1/4 inch tools. So this is handy just for adjusting, makes it a little bit easier. The other item that they do include is one high-speed steel right-hand tool bit. So this will fit in the rocker post and allow you to do facing and turning operations. That is a 1/4 inch. Next two items that we're going to look at here are dead centers. This one is Morse taper 1 and this is a Morse taper 0. So these fit in the head and the tail stock. This is for turning between centers without another type of chuck. Also included is a standard faceplate with a 3/4 inch by 16 threads on it to thread onto the spindle. And there is a Tommy bar included to help hold the spindle while you tighten that faceplate down. This last item we're going to look at is a Lathe Dog. It's meant to mount a circular piece here on the inside of it, and between the two pointed centers you can clamp it and index it on the faceplate so that it'll actually drive rather than just not actually spin. So that's a fairly basic way of holding tools. One thing I will say is that you do want these dead centers. The dead centers, at a minimum, even if you don't end up using them very much, will be very useful in aligning the tailstock and the headstock. You also get an assortment of hex keys. I believe 3 are included with a standard machine, and as you get other accessories you'll end up with 4 or 5 or several different sizes. The first package is their package A, and it includes the additional items shown here. You'll get either part number 1041 or 1041, which are 3-jaw self-centering chucks. The difference being the size of the chuck. This is a 3.1 inch chuck. You'll also get a drill chuck. Again, depending on the lathe, you'll get 2 different part numbers, whether it's 3072, which is a 1/4 inch tailstock drill, or 1069, which is the 3/8 inch drill chuck shown here. Also with the drill chuck are 2 arbors, again a number 1 and a number 0, depending whether you're wanting to put this in the headstock or the tailstock. It has a drawbar for use in the headstock and a chuck key. I'd recommend you get this as a minimum because this is probably going to be your primary work holding device, is this 3-jaw chuck. It makes it much more convenient. If you're doing ultra precision work, then you probably want to get a 4-jaw individually aligning chuck rather than this 3-jaw. That's not included in any of the packages though. Now we'll start to look at what comes in package B. This is the first item. There are quite a few more items in this package. I'm going to show them individually. This is part number 1071. It's a steady rest. This is good if you're turning very long pieces or you need to drill into a long piece without any way to support the end of it. This will attach to the bed of the mill and allow you to center a round piece in these 3 jaws. So normally you would attach this a lot further down in between the 2 centers. And this is item number 1191. It's a live center with a number 0 Morse taper on it. This is designed to replace the dead center that comes in the lower packages. The advantages here is this is on ball bearings, so when using it, it's going to not rub as much on your workpiece and not have to be oiled or lubricated as frequently. Other nice thing is, since they do still give you the dead center, is you could cut this down or grind this down to a half center or a narrow lower clearance center if you wanted to. This is part number 3002, cutoff tool and its associated holder. So this replaces the standard tool holder and is sized to hold a specialized tool, which is a very thin cutoff tool in the jaws for doing cutoff operations. This would mount here, allow you to do parting off of a piece as well as cutting deep grooves with the piece. Another thing you can do, which I recommend, is there's another optional part that's a spacer block here that lets you mount this on the rear of the cross slide. That will give you a little bit safer and cleaner cutting operation. Mainly safer, but it will be a little bit cleaner as well. It's also convenient in that you can have both a normal tool post as well as a cutoff tool post mounted front and back. Also in the B package we get part number 3007, which is a 3-piece 1/4-inch high-speed cutting tool set. So you get a few more tools to go along with the one that comes in here in the standard package. One of these is a right-hand tool, so it's a duplicate of what you get. You have a boring tool and a left-hand turning tool. So this is item 3020. It's a 5/32 Sherline hex T-driver. If you're going to be doing a lot of work, I mean, the L keys are fine for occasional adjustments, but I would really recommend, if you are going to be doing a large amount of changing and work on the machines, get yourself a good set of T-wrenches. They only include the one. I'm not sure why they don't offer this as a set, but I would recommend getting a set and also some longer shanks. Okay, and this item is the 3021 3-piece center drill set. If you get a combination package with a lathe and a mill, you only get one set. You're not going to get 2 sets of these. They are used for both lathe and mill operations for more precise drilling of starter holes, and also to drill a holding hole for the 60-degree centers. These match up with a 60-degree angle on the secondary face here. Also not shown here is you get the 5327, which is the Sherline Accessory Shop Guidebook. It just gives you some tips on using all these different tools, as well as a variety of other tools that they make. Now they also make a package C, which I do not have. The package C includes part number 1270, which is a compound slide. Fits on the top of your cross slide here to do angled cuts without moving the head. And then part number 3100, which is a full thread cutting attachment.